Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. In today's video, we're taking a look at Lunara, one of the characters that I struggled with for so very long. We talked about this with HotS, where this character was very strong when they were released, but I couldn't wrap my simple ape brain around what I actually needed to do. I did grind out level after level after level on Lunara in seek of enlightenment, and I'm happy to report that eventually I did find it. And the nickname Dear Feed no longer applies to me most of the time. However, Lunara's win rate right now is only 45.67%. She has a popularity of 17%, with 4% of that being bans. The build we're using in today's video is one of the best examples for simplicity that scales up into being really strong. We're basically just looking at any talent that enhances our passive toxin damage, which we get from our trait, Nature's Toxin. However, Nature's Toxin has been repeatedly nerfed over the last few years. Towards the end of 2019, we saw a level scaling damage decrease. So as you get stronger in levels, it no longer continues to scale to the moon. And again, even a few weeks ago, we see another nerf to Nature's Toxin. This was on December 7th, and the Toxin used to deal 36 flat damage, and it's just been reduced to 33 flat damage. What I think is that they're trying to target the most simplistic way of playing Lunara. I mean, it's not hard to get your dot on an enemy and then keep it there. And we talk about that strategy throughout today's video. But I've always thought that the Q build was really rewarding if you can pull it off, but it's such a hard skill shot to land. Like, why would you even try when the Toxin build exists? So maybe they're trying to incentivize that a little bit more. Today's video was recorded with viewers because Quick Match has been tilting me really bad, but we had a pretty good time, all things considered. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you again soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on Blackheart's Bay today. The friendly team Lunara, Murden, Murky, Genji, and Lucio. The enemy team Alarak, Tassadar, Mal'Ganis, Whitemane, and Tracer. At level 1, we're going to go for Natural Perspective. Nature's Toxin reveals enemies for its duration. All this means is there's literally nowhere you can hide from Lunara. Her trait, Nature's Toxin, basic attacks and damaging abilities apply a stack for 34 damage a second. Every additional application increases it by 3 seconds up to a maximum of 9. So basically, if we do any damage to anyone ever, they will take poison. And now they will be revealed no matter where they go. Our Q ability is the Noxious Blossom. This is a very small circular skill shot that we can throw on the ground. This will be a key component of our build as we continue. But as of right now, it's not actually... It's whatever. If we hit it, that's good. If we don't, that's totally fine too. Our W ability is Crippling Spores. This takes any target that we have a dot on and gives them another stack of it, as well as slowing their movement speed down in the process. Our E ability is the Wisp. It allows us to scout out areas to see if anyone is coming. Like right now, we can see that the enemy team's Mal'Ganis has caught wind of our 4-man push in the bottom lane and is rotating down to stop us. With this strategy that we're doing, a lot is riding on Murky to be able to soak both the middle and the top lane at a rate at which we don't lose any XP, which is kind of hard to do. We do have a dot on Tassadar and a dot on Mal'Ganis, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit my W ability. Lunara was one of the characters that I really struggled to learn, and still struggle quite a lot with my positioning, as you might be able to tell. But one of the things that helped me the most was understanding that Lunara is not a single target damaging character. She is an AoE damage character. you are able to increase everyone's stack by 1, regardless of how many people have poison on them with your W ability. So making sure you go into team fights and actually spread the poison around is really crucial to the success of this character. At least that's what I found. In that particular instance, I put all of the dots on white main, started fighting Tracer, and that's when I hit my W to keep that dot damage high. The enemy team does have a pretty scary comp in today's match, but hopefully we'll be able to step up to the plate. No problem. My mana is starting to get a little low. The sun's starting to set a little bit, so I'm just gonna head back. Wait a minute, they stopped me. I guess I'll just keep fighting then. We're gonna go for Nature's Calling at level 4. I just tried a game with Siphoning Toxin and I kind of thought it was a little shit. So I'm not gonna be touching that again right now. The enemy team has a lot of dots on them, so let's apply the slow. 5 members of the enemy team actually pushing the middle lane right now. This is excellent for me. You'll notice all I'm doing is just making sure that I spread my auto attacks around a little bit here, a little bit there. Trying not to overcommit to anything in particular. That's why I totally walked off to the side there. If we check damage done, you can see 12,000 accumulated in just these last few fights. And that's a lot. You're really capable of doing a lot. The problem is with Lunara is oftentimes you're the character that's applying all of the pressure. And if your team can't finish off anything, well, then you have all of this consistent damage just kind of sitting here. And I'm not trying to apply anything at all with our team right now. Not even a little bit. We're going to rotate back down to the bottom lane, try to keep this area pushed. Enemy team's Tracer is going to be a little bit out of my range. Trying to finish off Mal'Ganis doesn't look like I'll be able to. However, Tassadar actually walling himself in for a second there. Once we get one more dot out, I'll go ahead and extend those durations with my W ability. We do have a pretty strong push here with the Merc Camp right behind us, and with our level 4 talent, we do increase damage to non-hero targets. So our siege damage is actually pretty okay. Couple dots on Tracer there. She is going to rewind and completely remove them. That is until I hit her again after the rewind. Tracer doesn't have a ton of health, so the amount of poison damage that we're dealing can be super impactful. The problem is, Tracer has a fucking white main right behind her, which is capable of healing a galaxy that's ending. She could just stand in front of a sun that's fucking going supernova and just chill like nothing's going on. With Splintered Spear at level 7, we are able to throw out our Q ability, and then our next auto attack will spread to even more targets. Staying in line with our idea that we are trying to do AoE damage, excuse me, and not single target damage. My cough drop in my mouth, I almost swallowed it there. We almost had a little cough drop emergency. Chests are spawning again, and it looks like we're a little bit behind on XP. The enemy team looking at a 4-kill advantage on us right now. I might just head to middle and try to help clear that. We have some coin camps we can grab here as well. One of the main issues with fighting a Tracer is that if she rewinds, she is going to be resetting all of those dots that we've planted on her. So she does have a really easy way of kind of nullifying all of this buildup that we've been working towards. You know, all this effort we're putting in to the thing that we're doing, Tracer could just totally nullify it. Enemy team's Alarak could be a pretty big threat to us as well. If we lose the ability to move around, we can be punished pretty hard. Friendly team does have enough to turn in for the butts. Let's check out the fog. We're totally good. One thing that's kind of weird about Lunara is the fact that she can actually control that wisp while channeling. I found that out last game and I was kind of surprised by it. That's a very uncommon trait. Mal'Ganis is going to put me to sleep. We did slow him down, and he does have some pretty good dots on him, but Tracer proving to be a little too difficult for me. We are going to be taken down, and now Mal'Ganis walking away with 7 coins in his pocket. The enemy team has enough to turn in. Once we hit level 10, hopefully we start to rally a little bit. Once we hit level 10 as well, Leaping Strike is going to come online, and this is when we can really start to pump some single target damage onto a target. While using Leaping Strike, like while we're in the air, we're unstoppable. Not something that's really going to come into play this game, from what I can tell. But like if Azul is trying to root you, you can literally just nope right out of it like it's no big deal. Enemy team is getting a turn in right now. We are coming in to contest. If we could just pick up a couple kills here, that would be excellent. I'm going to throw out my Q and go in for an auto attack, focusing white main with the majority of my damage. We're going to leaping strike above her twice, but she's just healing through it like I'm not even fucking here. Like I don't even exist. Look how rude this is. I have one person I'm dealing damage to. The enemy team is starting to get wise to this. They are moving through the back line of our team. I do have my ultimate available again, but I'm going to have to use it to disengage from the enemy Mal'Ganis. And if he takes this corner right, he's going to be right on top of me. Yes, indeed, he is. I can't slow him down and go back this way, but the wall preventing me from leaving. And this is my problem with White Mane. She doesn't fucking die. All right. 33,000 hero damage done this game. That's almost our entire team put together. Actually, very, very close to our entire team put together. But again, without that killing potential, without the final blow, it can be hard to get traction on Lunara. Friendly team going for a bot push right now. The enemy team firing off that first objective that is going for our buildings. Middle lane will be lost. Hopefully we don't lose too much more. Mercenary camp being taken down bottom. I'm just going to try to get some coins on our side. Of course, we don't want to die. Got to make sure we can hold on to them. One weird thing about playing Lunara is the fact that you have a variable movement speed. I believe this equals out to be about 120%. If you take a look at our movement speed up top, it's absolutely going crazy. The enemy team does have enough for another turn in, but it doesn't look like they're doing that just yet. They do have the talent tier advantage right now, though, so we do have to be very mindful that if they want to force a fight, they have every advantage in doing so. Trying to commit a little bit to get some poison on the back line. Looks like we are successful in doing so. Ooh, nice haymaker over the wall. Unfortunately, Tracer's just going to nope right out of that. We have another really good splintered spear. I'm spreading the poison as best as I can and making sure that these stacks stay high as well. Trying really hard not to overcommit and dive the back line while also spreading poison around. The enemy team is probably heading up for the turn in right now. We can scout this with a wisp. We did get a few coins of our own in though and take down the enemy team's middle fort during that. We're gonna go with Let Them Wither, increase crippling spores slow. This is a big part of our rotation, so if we could just make it a little bit better, I'm sure no one's gonna complain. Mal'Ganis and friends moving in right now. We have a few dots on the enemy team's Tassadar, trying to stay safe as Tracer is diving the back line. New splintered spear. Oh, I fucked up. I'm trying to run. We are going to have to do a full recall, unfortunately. So the enemy team likely getting another turn in here. We're gonna have to start grouping up and start forcing something, I feel like. Get everybody together moving for the same thing. 43,000 hero damage so far. The enemy team totally walking in on us while we're taking this mercenary camp. I am on the flank right now, and that's a really big pickup, taking down the enemy team's Tassadar. Now trying to focus White Mane, who's still at full health. I hit her with both of my ult stacks, and with all of that CC, we finally have enough to take her down. Now we use crippling spores on Mal'Ganis as he's trying to run away. Send out our Q just for the splintering strike again. The enemy team's Alarak looking pretty easy to take down here. We're just gonna hop right over that silence. Now our team does have enough to turn in again, and it looks like we're going to get a really easy turn in. Okay. I'm immediately going to head down here and focus on getting that camp everybody was just fighting over. Make sure that's pushing for our team. We do have some fantastic PvE damage with our level 4 talent. This poison just stacks up so fast and just melts away at like NPC, non-player character health bars. But the goal inevitably is to make it so our poison does that to enemy health bars as well. Unfair advantage coming up at level 16. Simply let your poison deal more damage to anyone that is CC'd in any way. And let me remind you, you can apply a slow that triggers that ability. White Mane not able to keep up with the healing that time. Totally taken down. We're moving up and looking at Tassadar here now. But it looks like my team is running the other direction, trying to fall back to safety here. Alarak flanking. Oof, I felt really good about that push. I really did. I thought that was the right play. I felt really good about that. Murky continuing to push out middle. We do have a mercenary camp pushing the top lane right now as well. The enemy team with 9 coins. They're going to need to collect 5 more. They have 4 on their side of the map right now. We're going to go for unfair advantage at 16. Once again, any crowd control whatsoever is just going to increase our poison damage. Tracer totally disengaging there. This should be fine until it isn't. I mean, he's not doing anything yet. Hey, bud. All right. We'll see ya. Take care. Rotating down to try to help out our Lucio. That wall's gonna block him in pretty well, though. And wow, that Tassadar hitting me really hard with his Q. My health is okay, but my mana is almost non-existent. I think I picked a really bad time to back here, though. March of the Murlocs is happening. Hold on. I'm on it. We are outnumbered in this fight. Murky not here. This is a 3v3 at the moment, but here comes the 4th for the enemy team. Tassadar looking pretty low. We have our Muradin jumping to the back line, slamming down some damage. Is White Mane going to be able to out-heal it? Yes, she is! Oof. I got absolutely deleted, too. I was looking at the back line too much, wasn't looking at where I was standing. That's going to be a full team wipe. Meanwhile, we do have the remnants of a mercenary camp continuing to push the top lane, and Alarak simply observing it. I've seen better merc camps. I've seen better siege devices. Murky trying to scout out what the enemy team is doing. We see them taking a few of our coins. We have a merc camp pushing against us. These siege giants can do a lot of damage to this building, but the good news is there's no building left for them to deal damage to. Tracer did manage to turn in the majority of her coins after that last team fight. I don't know what the enemy team has right now. They have enough for another one, so we actually do need to get back over there relatively quickly. I'm immediately going to send the Wisp ahead of me to try to scout that out, and hopefully we can stop them from doing anything prior to them hitting level 20. If they get 20, that's going to be really, really bad. Mal'Ganis for the enemy team's trying to catch up with the Wisp here. Not quite able to do so. White Mane kind of isolated. Going to jump on her right away. Hit her with the leaping strike and as much damage as I could possibly deal. Now just removing myself from the equation. We're fine. If it looks like I could sneak back in for some more healing, I might try. But I'm not even a little bit trying to overcommit to this. Good damage on Tassadar. We just keep skipping around the outside. Friendly team with 12 coins. Most of those are Murky. Murky's turning those in right now. I have 1 more coin down here I can take over. And then if I can get some assistance down here on the Merc camp, that's going to be a pretty easy turn in for us. 3 members of the enemy team should still be dead by then, and hopefully we can pick up our level 20 talents before the next engage. Perfect. Okay, you don't need my coins. I'm just gonna go back and get healthy. White Mane respawning right now. At level 20, I'm either going to go for Boundless Stride or even more toxin damage. And like, this is the easiest shit in the world, so I'm going to go for more toxin damage. Yes, the enemy team does have some ways of removing that. Nice pickup on Tracer. Can we get behind the White Mane Murd and trying to, but the stun's not quite lining up. Now Mal'Ganis re-engaging for his team and then being pushed away by the Haymaker. Man, he's got a lot of health, and it just never seems to go anywhere. Tassadar moving up for the enemy team. I am trying to move out as I just walked into a ton of damage from full health to basically nothing there. What we should have done is turn in when we had a very, very easy number advantage, but we still should be able to get it here. Muradin is backing, which has me a little scared, but Tracer's still down for the enemy team. We might be okay doing this. I got my one in. Hopefully Genji can get his in. Let's send the Wisp forward just to scout that out a little bit. All right, this should mean that the tier 2 defenses in the middle lane for the enemy team are going to be gone. Murky trying to steal a mercenary camp from them right behind, right under their noses. There's 3 people right here on the map, and he's just taking it. Tassadar kind of caught by himself down in the bottom lane. Are we going to continue to push in on that? I kind of think we should. Especially when we have vision of half of their team up top. Pushing in here seems like a really good idea. We did some pretty good damage there. I'm going to move up and just try to intercept the next wave, which should be coming out right now. If you ever need to know where minion waves are, just look at your own. They sync up. They're the same. Tassadar poking out with a little bit of damage here. Tracer on the back line. I'm just immediately going to Leaping Strike onto her just to deal that damage right away. Now with Tracer back here, we're going to Leaping Strike into a Crippling Spores, and that should be enough to take her down. Yes, indeed it is. Now Tassadar, all we have to do is auto attack him one more time, but the sleep from Mal'Ganis stops me from moving. I could not reposition there. Murky is going for coins at the turn in right now. Muradin trying to back away with his team. Genji getting pretty low here, but Genji has all of the mobility in the world. Alarak fighting our Murky up top, but it looks... It's just 2 guys looking at a box. I don't really know what I expected to see when I looked up there. We do inevitably lose our Genji down to the bottom lane. Split our deaths a little bit. He's going to be coming up about 20 seconds behind me. We are picking up a mercenary camp right now. We do have catapult pressure in the middle lane that'll continue to build throughout today's match as well. And one good thing is, too, that only one person has really been paying attention to the enemy team's lane. So if we can keep distracting Alarak with stuff, we might be in a good spot. I'm resing right now, but the enemy team is getting that turn in. I don't think it's wise to push in and try and stop them. No minions for me to push out here, so I'm just going to try to relocate to my team in the most dangerous way I can. Wait a minute, in a turn of events, they weren't actually turning in. Hey! Isn't that damage fucked up? Late game Lunara damage is fucked up. Once you get 3 stacks of poison on a target, it's just like, yeah, what do I do with my life now? That's pretty huge. We see White Mane kind of far forward. I hit her with the Crippling Spores. I don't think she has 3 stacks of the poison just yet, but 2 at least. Mal'Ganis also over here sitting at 2. If I can hit White Mane, I'm going to try. He's going to have his sleep again momentarily, though. We need a position for that. Genji taking a lot of damage at the top of the screen, using his trait to maneuver around a little bit. There's Tracer with 1. There's Tracer with 2. Okay, we forced the recall before she even committed to a fight. That's actually really huge. White Mane trying to move up to get us to move into her ult so she can heal off some damage there. We're not going to oblige. Big damage on Tracer, forcing her back. We have the Crippling Spores as well to keep the poison going. Mal'Ganis moving up to check us, but White Mane is interrupted by our Muradin and completely fucking taken down. Now we have the March of the Murlocs coming in with us as Alarak loses his life, and now with 2 members of the enemy team dead, we are moving in and we are getting fucking destroyed by Tassadar. Oh man, holy crap, holy crap. I do think we stay on core here. I do think that's the right thing. I just got to make sure I do it in the next to people that could help me. There it is, dude. There it is. Good match on the bay today. Nice. Nice. 97,000 hero damage. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Lucio with the MVP. Man, I gotta tell you, I enjoyed my Lucio match so much the other day. The one that was the A through Z episode. We randomed into literally the perfect composition. It was so crazy. It was so good. How effective? Just stop asking me. Why do you think it's going to change? So 53,000 siege, 97,000 hero, and 9,000 XP contribution. We went for any talent that had a trait picture, a natural perspective into nature's calling, splintered spear, leaping strike, let them wither, unfair advantage, and intensifying toxin. How many games do you see where the winning team has less kills than the enemy? That's why you never give up on your matches. And that's exactly why I'm playing with viewers today, because everyone has been giving up on their matches.